Hey everybody, welcome back. I got a weird story for you. If there were ever a purest example of coincidence, irony, this would probably be one freaking shining example. And yes, this is a Killstar haul. This is a haul. However, the circumstances surrounding said haul is probably one of the most hilarious. And I'm going to tell you the story. So a few weeks ago, my sister-in-law came in to visit from England, and she was going to be going into JFK Airport, that's in Queens, and we all decided that, you know what, it's not until later in the day, it's not till like 7 p.m., why don't we spend the day in Queens and do some shopping? We went to Flushing and hit up a few grocers and one of my favorite stores, Daiso. If you're familiar with Daiso, it is a Japanese chain store that has a lot of fun homewares, stationery, just a lot of really cool overall things that you can use for your house. And if you want, I'll do a Daiso haul for you. So I decided now is as good a time as any to bust out my Killstar dress. I'd gotten a brand new, never worn, tag still attached Killstar dress secondhand, and it was rehomed because the girl had never worn it. And so I busted it out. I take the tags off, and it is a mini dress. It is burnout velvet, damask, cutout shoulders, very 90s in style, bell sleeves, little lace up front, very cute. And with the tags is this. Warning. This garment has been over-dyed to make it as black as your soul. This product may transfer color onto lighter colored fabrics and surfaces. Please, take care when worn. Always wash with darker colors, if you find them. See, to me, this is a disclaimer, right? It contains black dye, no big deal. A lot of fabrics, sometimes they do that. They'll leave a cast on your clothes if you wear it with anything white, but it's not like I'm going to wear it with anything white. So I took the tags off, I put the dress on, and we stopped at a cafe first, had a little bit of coffee, cake, that kind of thing, and then made our way into the city. And on the way there, I just sort of catch a glimpse of my hand as it's peeking out of the bell sleeve in the light of the sun, and immediately begin to panic thinking that I'm about to die. There is a blue cast on my skin to where it looked like I had hypothermia. I looked at my other hand, same thing, and I looked just all around. My nail beds were like a dark blue. I panic, rip up my sleeve, look at my arm, same thing. And then, of course, my husband and my friend Vanessa, who was with me, immediately started laughing and said, it must be the dress that you're wearing because it's new. So immediately when we get to Daiso, there's a little shopping center there. It's like a little mall. I had to go to Target and I had to go get baby wipes, and I'm wiping myself down, arms, everything. And I look in the mirror and I must have touched my face at some point. So I have these like smears of dark blue across my face, and it was just baby wipe after baby wipe. It seemed never ending. It was like wiping a Sharpie marker. I was perpetually blue. I had to kind of touch myself up every hour to get it done because it was not coming off. It was more and more and more. Get to the airport, we pick up my sister-in-law and my soon-to-be brother-in-law. We make our way back, we hit a diner, and I must have gone through almost this entire pack of baby wipes, and I'm still, even though these white baby wipes are now like a cobalt blue, I still have this blue cast about me. And we get home, and I'm going to show you some pictures in a minute because my husband snapped some photos. He was hysterical laughing at me because that's why they're a little bit out of focus, because he's dying laughing. I needed his help to just scrub my back in the shower just to get this off me, and it was dripping everywhere. I'm in the shower. There are imprints on the wall of my body like this. You see like blue streaks, and you just see a perfect imprint of blue. I looked like a failed extra from Avatar. It looked like a Smurf exploded in that shower. It was both horrifying and hilarious at the same time. And he's laughing as I'm pushed up against the wall and he's scrubbing this blue off of my back. Behold. This is where the irony of the situation comes into play. So at the end of the day, as my husband is scrubbing me down in the shower in an attempt to desmurfify me, there is an email waiting for me. My email gets checked every day, but today it remained unchecked until later that evening since we had a full day out. And I had a brand new email waiting for me from Killstar, who in my 7 years on YouTube, they've never contacted me before, and they were asking me to do a haul. And of all the days, of all of the moments to contact me, they chose this moment. I call it fate. I have a bit of a PSA before I do this haul, not just for you, the audience, but for Killstar. I looked like Smurfette on crack. It looked like Acme Acres, you know, when somebody like busts through a wall and you could see the outline of the person or animal that busted through that wall. That was the blue shape of me, booby prints and all, that you saw on the shower wall. So here's my PSA. Consumers, if you're buying from Killstar, this is not a joke. They're not just talking about surfaces or lightly colored clothes. They're talking about you too. You will get dyed to no end. Wash your item before you wear it. I know this now. Also, Killstar, I think that it might be a good idea that you are a little bit more stern, because there was no real urgency here, at least for me. I think that it's very, very important that you try to be a little bit more stern, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't take it as serious. So everyone, pre-wash. If you have one of these on your item, pre-wash it. Wash on cold, wash in your bathtub or your sink, probably best, because some of the things can be a little bit delicate. So without further ado, I'm going to check out what they sent me as per protocol, because I'm not used to doing more pricier stuff. I'm used to doing things that are cheaper. So naturally, I kind of went for the sale racks, and I still think I got some pretty interesting stuff. I got things that are very true to my style. I like things that are kind of long. I like drapey. I like asymmetrical. I like to sort of look. My aesthetic, you're going to laugh, is kind of Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, mid-2000s. That kind of granny, black, draped, layered, oversized look. I live for that. But yeah, let's check this stuff out. Let's get into it. It's weighty. I like. I have a thing for weighted fabric. For some reason, and I know it's probably massively incorrect to do so, but I equate any fabric that's weighty with quality. When I feel something a little bit of weight to it, I'm like, hey, what do we got here? I kind of, which I probably shouldn't do. There are some weighty fabrics that are crap. All right, what do we get here? Oh, so we got, it's a hooded duster that was apparently stored with something hot pink. Yay, free hot pink thread for me. Viva 1986. So, it's a knitted sweater. It is the Ensley black cardigan. And it's tattered. It has a kind of post-apocalyptic feel, and it has that, oh, I'm washed out. And as you can see, it has that kind of tattered, asymmetrical, battered, I've been fighting zombies in the desert sort of bottom. Something I can appreciate. It's stuck here. It's put together really well, so the edges, even though it's meant to look tattered, there's a lock stitch in yarn all around here. So they've ended the whole thing. I had my mind blown when I realized that you could sew with yarn. But yeah, there's a lock stitch here that's holding everything into place, which is really good because considering that this has a very tattered look to it, it can get caught on things, you could step on it, and if it's not ended properly, or it's weak and just kind of threadbare, what's going to end up happening is it's just going to rip. It's going to rip, it's going to fray, and it's not going to do it in a very attractive way. So that's something I can definitely appreciate. And does it go all the way up? It does, it goes all the way up. I will try these things on for you, but I think I kind of got this with autumn in mind, and I also got this because I love it when my husband and I share clothes. And this is something, I got it in a size because I like things oversized anyway, so that he could borrow it as well. So there's something very sweet about being able to share clothes with him. So hopefully he likes it. But I'm going to do a try on and let you know what everything looks like. But as far as quality, what is this made from? Why are all sweaters that I come across made from acrylic? Yeah. But it is really well made. Everywhere where there's a fray or a rip, it's been lock stitched all around. I wish I can show you, but it's black on black, so it would be really hard for you to pick it up. Maybe I'll see if I can take a picture of it and try to get a good shot. Hey, throwing it onto the couch, not onto the floor. This is the same fabric of the dress that I got that dyed me blue. Let me see if it has that tag on it. Yes, it does. Sorry, I didn't mean to get all weird. Warning. This garment has been over-dyed to make it as black as your soul. It may transfer. Yes, it will. So this, before I wear it, I'm going to fill that bathtub up with a little bit of woolite, and I'm going to soak this bad boy. And maybe I can do that tonight before I get to editing this video and show you how blue the water is. If you happen to order from Killstar and it comes with one of those little labels and you think it's cute and quirky and it means it might just leave a little bit of a blue cast on something that you're wearing, they're serious. When we buy things because we want them to have lastability. We want them to have staying power. We don't want to have to throw them away because they've worn out or they've gotten faded or anything like that. So something like that definitely makes things a lot better, but in the interim it also is a bit of a pain when you look like you're an avatar. Okay, so this is a duster and it has like these little buttons here. Let me see if I could give you a good look. It's super long. Damn it. I'm trying to give you the impact of the dress, and the dress doesn't want to play ball. It's made by Zara. I got it on Poshmark. I live on Poshmark. You ever want good secondhand clothes? So it comes with an extra button. And let's have a look at the sleeves. So not only are they bell sleeves, but they've also ruffled them. So I will say this, and I think I would be remiss if I didn't, because it's important that I kind of impart these things if you're going to be spending the money. So having done a lot of hauls with, say, fast fashion places like, and holding something like this in my hands, you can definitely see the difference in quality. So it really is a testament to the fact that you do get what you pay for. And the quality by far does exceed. These are much better made. It's when you see the seams line up, when you're used to kind of seeing them a little bit wonky, and the fabric is good and you're not finding any kind of flaws. It's weird. I want to find them, not necessarily because I want to be negative about it, but I feel like it's important that I highlight any kind of negative just so you don't go in blind and you go in expecting all of these great things, because here I have all this praise, and say maybe you find something that I didn't, and I would feel really bad if that happened. Life is expensive, and it's important that we stay honest with one another and help each other when we can. So I'm going to try this one on too. Let's check the hem. Very even. I'm straight, no loose threads. The fabric on this is 51% polyester, 39% polyamide, and 10% elastane. You'll find it in a lot of fabric blends where they'll throw in elastane. You'll find from garments from like the UK, other places in Europe, and in the US it's going to say spandex, which it's basically the same thing. That's the thing that's going to give you the stretch. So speaking of stretch, let's see which way we stretch. We got horizontal stretch, less vertical stretch. Wait, is it less? Yeah, we have way more horizontal than vertical, which is good because that's where you want it, because we want it to stretch this way, not this way. I've said it before, it's not like you're going to eat a whole cake and then suddenly get 2 inches taller. I wish I would eat like 12 cakes if that were the case. So I'm going to say yes on this. I know people have so many things to say about the movie, but it's part of my high school experience, and part of like there's so many different stories in my life that surround the movie The Craft, and tell me this is not giving total Nancy vibes. Jealous? You don't even exist to me! I'm going to be honest, I already have this dress. It's in my closet, but it's also brand new, tag still attached. I saw it, and I am a bargain hunter, so I like to get things for cheaper. So I found it on Poshmark. However, it was an extra small, and I figure I could squeeze myself into an extra small. I'm not big around the rib cage. So if you are small, do not go for an extra small. So I'm going to tell you something now with sizing, because it's a good thing I did, because it's kind of, it's a bit of a teachable moment and taught me something, say, about the sizing of this. So, see the bust? It is a fairly decent bust size. Now, I don't think that there's enough for girls that are bigger. So what I would recommend is to wear a really nice bra that you like, one that has a nice trim, because it makes it look like part of the dress. So for me, with the extra small, I mean, everything was out. So I'm very curious to see how the small will fit me, but I know with the extra small, it fit me everywhere else. Everywhere else was completely fine, because like I said, I do have a small rib cage, but as far as the boobs, it was obscene, and it didn't work properly at all. So going with the extra small just to save $1 was not really the appropriate thing to be doing. So I went with my size, and I'm curious if I should have sized up and got a medium. Did I do that anyway? I think I did a small. No, I did not. I got a medium. So the reason that I sized up is because of the bust. I thought I went with small, so I guess the spillage must have been that bad that I went medium. But so I'm going to try this on for you and let you know, and I think it's really important that I let you know how exactly it fits me versus my measurements if you do pick this up, because I am small. I'm a size small. I always wear a size small. I'm very small around here, small waist, and I'm short, so I'm very petite. However, these guys are another story. I don't know where they came from. They make it a little bit hard for me to find things that fit, so I always have to be a little bit careful when there are bust lines, kind of bra seams, you know, any kind of like bust line sewn into a top or a dress. I have to be a little bit careful. So that's why I have the little tips and tricks and things that I use when something like that happens. So I have a lot of bras that are decorative up here or have nice edging, so that way if it does happen to peek out of a top because it doesn't cover fully, it looks like it's part of the dress. So I'll give you my measurements and then I will try this on so you can see how it would fit you. But I'm wondering what I'm going to do with that extra small. Having owned this, having touched it, having like checked it out and gave it the whole once, twice, third over before I even got this one, I can tell you right now it's well made, it's good quality. And the fact that it has so much stretch and so much give, I like the ease of movement there, because this is something you would probably wear out to a club night or out to a concert where you're going to be moving, you're going to be squeezing between people, you know, to get here and there and everywhere. You're going to be dancing. So because of that, you want to be able to move and you want to be able to breathe. And this is very breathable, and I'm a stickler for comfort. So the extra small, massively uncomfortable, and rightfully so. It nearly suffocated my armpits and my boobs were on display like I was a centerfold that nobody ever wants to see, I promise you. Yes. Oh, okay. So this completely goes along with my Mary-Kate Ashley Olsen oversized baggy caftan, just drapey everything kind of looks. It's a caftan. It's asymmetrical. And it is done in a Vampira spider web. Let me see if this has one of those warnings. Doesn't have a warning, so this is not going into the bathtub of wonders. I did get a size small, and the reason I got a size small is because the model looked to be about my size, and the dress looked really massive on her. And as a result, I see that that's the way that it's meant to fit. So if I sized up like I normally would with something like this, it might be too big. So I want to quickly have a look and see if that's true to form. Okay, so I could be wrong, but this looks a bit shorter in person than it did on the website. Now I could be wrong, it could just be what it looks like here. However, on it's different, so I want to get it on and really have a look and see what it looks like. But there's a lot of asymmetry to this, and I'm a fan of that. I'm very impressed with the way this stuff is made. Edges are finished. If you've seen any of my fashion hauls, you know how I am about finished edges, like when people leave them raw. Even if you leave them raw and you want them to fray, at least sew here. Like that, give it about an inch and sew about there, because that's going to keep it from fraying any further than that. But completely finished, so I don't think you have to worry about any harm coming to this. This is a really good kind of mesh. It's like a spiderweb lace. I smell everything. So I'm going to hold this up to me real quick. Alright, so that's my shoulders. Okay, so one of the points goes down to the floor, and I guess, so my shoulders are here. So I think the length might actually work. I think it will go a little bit longer, and I'm happy with everything that I chose. It all really goes with my whole aesthetic, and it's the most Killstar I've ever gotten in one go. I've gotten Killstar clothes before. I order my husband quite a few things because he's such a pain to shop for, and their trousers are very well made. And he's like, if you think buying a shirt for him is hard, getting pants for him are next to impossible. And he loves these pants that he got from them so much that he wears them literally every day, and I have to wait for him to either be at work or asleep so I can wash them. And that's how often he wears them. I might actually have to get him another pair because I'm afraid that he's going to run these into the ground, and it's so damn hard to find pants that he actually likes. But I've gotten him sweaters from there, which he also really loves, and he does wear a lot of their clothes. The sweaters I got secondhand, the pants I got on their website, but I've gotten a few other things. I've gotten the red and black jacket, which you've probably seen. It's kind of like a suit jacket. I'll show you. This. Okay. I loved this when I saw it. I had to have it. It just has this complete 90s look to it, and I don't talk about the 90s a lot, but that was kind of my favorite era in fashion, because I think about like you know, the 90s runway and the supermodels and all the like the over-the-top amazing things that they've worn. And I think of like Patricia Fields, and I think of Anna Sui, Betsy Johnson, and even the bigger name designers, even people like Jean-Paul Gaultier, and I know that there are some that I'm completely forgetting. I think of the 90s, I think of like the funnest time in fashion. Did I get pants to match? I did. I did get pants to match. And I tried to wear them together. My husband told me that I looked like I was wearing pajamas, and now I couldn't unsee it. But I'm going to give it another try. Doesn't look like pajamas. All that being said, with the inspection slash description kind of out of the way, what do we call it, an unboxing, completely done and dusted, I wanted to impart a bit of wisdom. And that wisdom is this. Please don't fall into the same trap that I did. So when I first started my channel, when I first started my YouTube channel, I thought that what we needed to do in order to be seen is we needed to do hauls with all these big name goth brands. And at the time, I didn't know who any of them were. I just knew that when I looked up goths on YouTube, I saw them doing them, and I saw the names of the companies. So I'm like, okay, so in order to be seen and heard, in order to get your voice out there, in order to connect with the community and have an impact, this is what I have to do. So me, with like all my 20 subscribers, I reached out to Killstar, I reached out to Dolls Kill, I reached out to all these companies and like, hey, I'm a YouTuber, let's do a haul. And they're like, who the hell are you? Which, who the hell was I, right? So for me at the time, for me to have any level of value or significance or to be seen, I needed to own these things. I had to have these clothes, and I had to kind of like do those things, which is completely not the case. Back when I was much younger, when I was a baby bat and I was just getting started, I felt like I had to have the big name brands. I felt like I had to shop in Religious Sex, and I had to have Begotten, I had to have 60s, I had to have Sirius, I had to have Trip. All of those big name goth designers that you would find in Trash and Vaudeville, Religious Sex, and all of those places. But after I grew up, after I started getting older and I started kind of putting together my own outfits and things and becoming more ingratiated into the scene and part of things and seeing the way things worked and developing my own kind of distinct personality, I realized that's not the case. You don't need, this does not make you. I don't want you to look at this haul or look at this stuff and say, okay, in order for me to have any level of value in the goth subculture, or in order for me to be a goth, I must have this. Because this stuff does not come cheap. And I shop the sale racks, most of the sale racks. As far as the clothes that I already own from Killstar, as well as what I just went through here, they're all good quality. I feel that they're good value. The fact that my husband is like wearing these pants into the ground and they've still not fallen apart, I think is a testament to their quality. So I'm going to say that yes, they're worth the money, but if you find that you're on a budget, utilize coupon codes. Everybody's doing hauls. Everybody's got coupon codes to use. They have a first-time buyer coupon code, 15% off. If you refer a friend, they got like, I think they put $20 toward an order. Sale racks are great. Shop the sales. And they're also doing, like, if you sign up for texts, they tell you when sales are happening as well. So kind of keeping things in mind for sales, that's always a good sort of way to go about it as well. So with all of that being said, I want to get to the try-on, and I'm hoping everything looks okay. But without further ado, let's get to the try-on.